Hello, my name is Dinus Mickle, and I actually had a bit of an interesting question, and I asked it of I think 4 artificial intelligence tools, chat sort of response tools, and I also asked GitHub's Copilot. And the question is, according to a software engineer, what is a word? Now I'm going to go ahead and let's make sure that everything is working properly. And I'll kind of show you why this question came up. So in a project, my team figured out maybe there could be an appropriate song for the weather. Now, how do we figure out what song is appropriate for the weather? Like, what's the mood of the weather, right? So basically, like, there's the sunshine, and there's the cloud, and there's an umbrella, and you're going to get, a single suggestion for a song. Well, first you have to locate yourself. I think I've already given permission for the geolocate button to work. And it does return the value of latitude and longitude, and we're not going to really go into that much further now. But the latitude and longitude, there are 100 weather codes, which is a super interesting topic. And then that could generate sort of weather words, right? And vibe words. Well, also the song could have lyrics words. Now what's interesting is if I've already done a little bit of preparation. If I type the word the database that I created has 17 songs in it. And all of the 17 songs have the word the in them. Now let's do A and D. Out of those 17 songs, 14 have A and D. But in my code, what am I actually looking for? Because if I look at, let's do look at that. That's a song. Let's see what that is. My Way and Urte, right? From certain. We're going to do RTAI. RTAI. Well, would you look at that? My Way smells like Teen Spirit, right? And I don't know where in Smells Like Teen Spirit that is. I can go into my back end and search for that. Find RTAI from Entertain Us in Kurt Cobain's lyrics. Oh, and it's quite a bit. Entertain us, right? He says it a lot. But RTAI is also in My Way. But RTAI is not a word. What's a word? Right? We're sort of thinking, hey, let's match up the weather to, let's do the song lyrics, right? Well, let's search through the lyrics. What's a word? Okay? And if I ask, let's ask artificial intelligence. According to and let's take the question according to a software engineer, what is a word? And let's ask GitHub's Copilot. Sorry, but I can only assist with programming related questions. Okay, Copilot, but RTAI is not a word. What are we going to do, right? So and is a word. So you're thinking like, Okay, well, maybe a word is something that starts with a space and ends with a space. This now starts with a space and ends with a space, but the first word starts with a capital letter and there's no space before the first word. So a word can be a series of characters that ends with a space. Yes, that's true. Right? But look, well, yeah, but it doesn't end with a space here. Yeah, I took all the blows and did it my way. Bonk, ends. So a word can begin a string, but see, it can also end with a punctuation mark. So that's what a word is. A word is a string of characters that either begins a string or ends a string, and either begins or ends with the beginning or ending of the string, and or begins or ends with a space, or something like and or begins or ends with a punctuation mark. For example, a comma or a semicolon. That's something, isn't it? So let's go biblical, right? John. See, it's interesting because I kind of thought in the beginning, my dad taught Genesis. I was like, I thought in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. I thought that was Genesis. I'm like, oops. I guess. But the Word was God, right? So we're comparing what a word is to what our most powerful concept of the divine is. And then we get back to, who said it depends, or let's do it this way, it depends on what your definition of is. That's Bill Clinton. I remember that. It depends on what the meaning of the word is. I guess words are pretty important, aren't they? And urtai, we'll zoom in on urtai. No, urtai is not a word, but you can submit it for words. So so let's do a different word. Let's do wind, of course. That's nice. Blowing in the wind, Bohemian Rhapsody, Hotel California, the wind. How about breeze? Oh, time flies. That's me. That's my song. And wish you were here. And so to create a local weather tune app, right? There will need to be an algorithm that will determine one song. Maybe there'd be 3 song selections, and those would be prioritized. But for this video, in sort of a software engineering vlog and learning software engineering vlog, we're looking at, Perplexity did a really bad job. In the context of software engineering, a word refers to the job title of a software engineer. No, it doesn't. Then I asked, okay, which religions emphasize the power of the word? And please provide quotes with clickable links. So there's Hebrews, yes, for the word of God is living and active, sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing to the division of soul and of spirit, of joints and of marrow. So the word is powerful, right? It's something else. So Romans, Jeremiah, this isn't going to be a religious presentation. This is supposed to be a programming presentation. So ChatGPT seemed to do a little bit better, saying that in the realm of software engineering, the term word adapts its meaning based on context. And here are key interpretations. Now, this is pretty good, because then what I did is I asked GitHub Copilot, right, I said, in the voice of the kindest, friendliest, and most concise software engineering teacher in the world, please explain every single word and every single punctuation mark in this code. And then I just did a very, very common hello world function. So we're going to go through that. It's quite a bit, right? And now we're looking at ChatGPT. In programming a word as a data type representing a fixed size group of binary digits treated as a single unit by the CPU. Size varies based on computer architecture, etc. All right, so a word is a data type representing a fixed size group of binary digits. In string or text processing, text is kind of what we're thinking, right? What a word is. I'm going to guess for just a word, in my opinion, is a written or uttered thing, phrase, term, word. You don't want to use the word a word again. Item, something that carries specific meaning. And sometimes the specific meaning is nuanced. In other words, you'll have the same word and it'll carry multiple meanings. So then there's, the whole deal with empathetic communication, where you try to repeat to the other person what you understood from what they said, right? Which can be very, very challenging. And then there are the people who, look, it's clear to me that what you understood wasn't the intention from when I said what I said. These are the things. String or text processing. In text processing, a word refers to a sequence of characters separated by spaces. Not true. Not true, because it can begin or end the sequence. Memory organization. Memory in computers is organized in words. I didn't know this. A memory word is the data amount transferred between CPU and memory in a single operation. Did not know that. Human language processing. In broader software development, a word in natural language processing denotes a unit of language separated by spaces carrying meaning, but it's not separated only by spaces, because it can begin and end the string, and it can be separated by punctuation. A punctuation space. And just be a period and then end. So it can end. So really, we're looking at a process of coding where we've got English, or our language. Then we have pseudocode, which we're urged to translate into code. But now we have code generators. I can ask Cobalt to generate something simple, actually here, let's do this. Generate another function that will return an interesting phrase of your choice about words. Like this one, but I'd like you to be creative. Now we're going to put that in the JS file. I don't see the entire thing. Let's go to the JS file and let's just stick it on the bottom here and put it in. I actually am not we're not wrapping. And say words wisdom. And let's go to our weather app. And let's view our console. And let's get a little here, bang. So, it's not even wrapping here. Words are, in my not so humble opinion, in our, here we go, our most inexhaustible source of magic. I'm sorry. That was brilliant. Are you kidding me? Words are, in my not so humble opinion, so GitHub Copilot thinks highly of itself, our most inexhaustible source of magic. Man, if I'd have said that, I might put it in my humble opinion. Words are our most inexhaustible source of magic. That's just brilliant. Goodness, that was fascinating. All right, so when we're doing this JavaScript, window is the first word right here. We're looking right here. Window is the global object in client-side JavaScript, representing the browser window. It contains properties and methods for manipulating the window. We put that there because I was just doing say hello world, and I wanted to do this example, and it wouldn't do anything. It was returning undefined. So then I asked the Copilot, and the Copilot said, hey, put it in window. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It started working. Okay, well then there's say hello world. Now, is that a word? Say hello world is 3 words in camel case. That's not a word. But say hello world, this is a property being added to the window object. It's named say hello world. Wait a second. Isn't it a function? Equals is the assignment operator in JavaScript, right? It's used to assign values to variables or properties, but the equals is not a word. But when I say the word equals, I've said the word equals that internally translates into these 2 lines that equates one thing that I'm going to say, I just said it, and I say equals, and then it means that the next thing that I say is the same as the thing that I just said. You know, A equals A, the tautology, essentially the bedrock of logic. I mean, we're handling some really cool topics here, I think. All right, the function, here's the function declaration. But it's not, if you don't put these 2 little parentheses there, then the function declaration, right, this is a function declaration. The parentheses indicates that it's actually takes no arguments. That it's empty means it takes no arguments. If you just put the word function, it's going to be something funky. It's expecting it to be a function. I don't think, I don't know. I don't know what happens if you do function without the parentheses, right? These are then the curly brackets. These curly braces define the start and end of the function body. Fine. Return is a key word. It's a key word. It's a specific type of word that is used to specify the value that a function should output. Okay, so here we have, this is now going to be the output. The thing that's between the quotes is going to be the output. Hello world is a string literal. It's the value that the function say hello world will return when called. You have to call it, right? Is call a word? Is it a command? It's a word that's a command. And then there's the semicolon in JavaScript. It's used to mark the end of a statement. GitHub Copilot does some really nice things. So in plain English, this code is creating a function named say hello world on the global window object. When this function is called, it will return the string hello world. I'm seriously magically impressed when generate another function that will return an interesting phrase of your choice about words. Words are, in my opinion, our most inexhaustible source of magic. That's just tremendous. I think that we've done well. ChatGPT, we went through. You.com did a pretty good job. Look, the definition of a word according to a software engineer, a word can have different meanings depending on the context. In the context of software engineering, a word can refer to a specific type of data storage unit. In computing, a word is the natural unit of data used by a particular process of design and can vary in size. I didn't know that. 32-bit system, a word is 32 bits long. 64-bit system, a word is 64 bits long. I didn't know this. In Microsoft Word, creating, editing, and formatting documents, the Merriam-Webster Dictionary provides a broader definition of word as a speech, sound, or series of speech sounds. A series that symbolizes and communicates a meaning, a written or printed character, phrase or string of characters, representing a spoken word or any segment of written or printed discourse, ordinarily appearing between spaces or between a space and a punctuation mark. Right, except that also it could be the beginning of it could be at the beginning because it's not between spaces if it starts a paragraph. Oh man, thank you, you.com. Now we're going to look at find. In the context of software engineering, a word typically refers to the smallest addressable unit of data in a computer system. The definition, size of a word can depend on the computer architecture, but it is commonly 32 bits in a 32-bit and 64 bits in 64-bit systems. I didn't know this. A word is the basic unit of data manipulated by the CPU and is used in various operations such as arithmetic, logical operations, and memory addressing. The concept of a word is fundamental to understanding computer architecture as it influences how data is stored, processed, and transferred within a system. I think that for this vlog, we can declare the GitHub's Copilot the winner, creating something utterly moving, saying that words are our most inexhaustible source of magic. My name is Dinas Mikkel. I think that my YouTube channel is going to become more of a coding channel because my music gets deleted because I deal with political, health, and scientific topics in my music. My political speeches have been deleted again because I deal with logic, I deal with science, I deal with large volume data analysis of medical data. And so YouTube and big tech have forbidden those things. But I think this channel may progress and become more of a coding channel. Software engineering, software architecture, learning to code, and how to learn to code. Thank you for your time and attention. Please comment below what you found interesting, what you think about the word and words in general. And I'd very much enjoy interacting with you in the future. Take care and bye for now.